Hi, I'm Krishal from the third year BLLB Jindal Global Law School.
Hi, I'm Divyansha Agrawal, first year BLLB, JGLS.
And we'll be talking about a really recent occurrence. The addition of male bull and other form of cattle in the already existing ban on cow slaughter in Maharashtra and Haryana. It happened in Maharashtra on the 4th of March 2015 and in Haryana on the 17th of March. Reasons given for this was that it offends the Hindu religion. Cow, as we all know, is important to the Hindus. It has been mentioned in the Mahabharata. It has been mentioned in the Rig Veda, Atharva Veda and other scriptures in Hinduism. It's also been mentioned in the famous Kamdenu story where there are these 5 wish-fulfilling cows which came out of the sea as a result of the gods churning it in order to find Amrit. So yes, cow is considered to be a god by the Hindus. And hence, some people have the view that slaughtering a cow will be disrespecting gods. That this is the reason why protection of cows is also mentioned in the Constitution under Article 48 as a directive principle. So what do you think about this? What do you think about the ban on
See, cow slaughtering is anyways banned. So now what they want to do is they want to ban bull slaughtering, right? So it is not about cows, because that has already been banned. So I don't think that you are hurting any religious sentiment by this ban on bull slaughtering.
Yes, but because of the recent addition of bulls to the ban on cow slaughter, the debate on cow slaughter has risen up to a great extent. People have been arguing whether cow slaughter and bull slaughter, for that matter, could be maintained in such a pluralist society, where Muslims, Christians, and other religions do consume beef. Further, because beef is one of the cheapest meats available in the market, it's also being consumed by the Dalits. This leads to incidents such as the Jajjar killings, wherein 5 Dalits were killed because they were alleged to have slaughtered a cow. So I think it's a really interesting debate, because now the jurisdiction of the ban has increased, and it is including bulls, etc. now, and there's a complete ban on beef consumption now. So I think it will be really interesting to discuss whether protection of cows is important, or whether such a ban is justified or not.
But isn't it funny that you kill people who are consuming beef, right? So you're actually killing people. So anyways, you actually make a choice, beef or people.
And you choose people. And the punishment for cow slaughter is greater than the punishment for rape in Haryana.
That's really bad. I mean, we do have many issues to deal with in India. But then cow is now the political figure. So that's really bizarre. Politics
in this respect is interesting. Do you really think this is an agenda by the BJP? Because the first time cow got banned, it was in Madhya Pradesh when Congress was in power. So do you think this is a political agenda by the BJP?
Not at all. As you said, it was done in Madhya Pradesh for the first time, and also by a Congress leader. So this makes us realize that it's not only a party concentrated thing, but it's far more than what we think about. So
yeah, maybe people themselves also think that cow slaughter should be banned. Maybe we should go around ask students of Jindal Global Law School what they think about the ban.
And I think that would be really interesting.
That would be really interesting.
What's the first thing that comes to your mind when I say beef ban?
Beef ban, going back to our primitive instincts and routing all the development we have made in our psychological level and all the spiritual developments we have had. Banning beef is one of the ridiculous things we can do now, and what exaggerates this is that the punishment for killing a cow is more than punishment that is given for many other grievous and heinous crimes.
Yeah, it's more than what you give for rape.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the best example. So I'm completely against this idea of banning beef itself. We need to come out of these things in religion which do not actually help us in practical way.
It's not good because we should have the freedom of what we want to eat and what where to want to eat and what. Yeah, it's not good. It's one of the most ridiculous.
Beef ban. I don't eat beef, but yeah, it's something that's really harsh on people who do have beef. I think it's probably makes their lives difficult for sure. What we miss out in usual debates is the point that ultimately we are saving an animal's life. I mean, obviously, then the issue arises that if you're saving a life of cattle, then why not something else?
Exactly.
Exactly. But then at least that is being saved. So to that end, we need to acknowledge that. I'm not saying that it's justified.
But you know, people who have beef in India is anyways low.
True.
So
Yeah.
you don't really kill
Exactly.
them at masses. So how does it help it? I mean,
Exactly.
I don't think it should matter.
Exactly. So, like I said before, so we could actually have a solution where we don't have to, ban personal consumption and also production for a local area. Or we don't have. I think we can probably ban some kind of cross-border trade, and I mean we don't have to. I mean, if we have a community that for whom cows are really sacred, so I think there can be a balance in being sensitive towards this community and being sensitive towards the needs of some other community. So I think we can strike that balance by probably banning trade. We don't need people to make so much money out of beef trade. I mean, let them do something else. I mean, obviously the government needs to compensate them, but I think we can go in that direction. I mean, to have a sort of a balance between both.
Okay. First thing that comes to my mind when I think about the beef ban, I don't eat beef myself. However, I don't expect others to follow what I do, and I don't believe in imposing my views upon others. And this is what I call this, an imposition. And just because it's a holy animal for a group of people, for a religious group, that doesn't mean you ban it. If you want to go this way, ban non-vegetarianism as a whole. Why just beef? Why not goat? So, I don't eat beef, but I support those.
So I basically eat beef myself, and I love beef. And I think it's totally unconstitutional, the ban. BJP is not trying a central legislation on the ban as such, but they are taking the route of state legislation to ban in whichever state they are coming, like Haryana, Maharashtra. So people are right now aware about Maharashtra only, but it's happened in Maharashtra, and it's in their manifesto of Bihar elections as well in 2017. I think it's completely irrelevant to ban beef because since most people don't eat beef, we should give minorities what they want, like the Christian community and the Muslim community. It's like their staple food, beef. So I think what BJP is doing is a completely right-wing agenda which is supported by RSS, and the ideology flows from RSS. The government, BJP government mainly was elected on the manifesto that they'll do development, not because they'll ban the beef. And one thing which I would like to share is like they tried in 1996 also, the beef ban legislation, central legislation, and the party was completely isolated. I think something like that should be done again, just to make them realize that they are not ultimately in power. Like they don't have absolute power right now, and they can't impose their whims and fancies on all the people in the country. I think they should respect diversity.
Apart from personal biases, I would like to know more about religious and political aspects of this thing. So
Yeah, I think certainly there's a lot of politics involved in a move like this, because and it's not something that is something that's very contemporary, or something that's really of what we are seeing, like the state governments of I think Maharashtra or some other states going ahead and banning beef ban. I think this was an issue that was very much there during the time of our constitutional debates in the Constitutional Assembly. I mean, if you go back and look at the constitutional debates, this was one of this issue was well debated, and because a lot of people even then wanted a beef ban throughout the country. So, and then there were different arguments given, and then finally I think the Constituent Assembly.
yeah, Gandhi himself was against it.
Exactly. So finally, what they chose is that this cow slaughter is a subject of the state, and yeah. So and they also included it in the directive principles. So that including something in the directive principles means that your state strives to go in that direction. I mean, so a government should strive to move in the direction that the directive principles show. So constitutionally speaking, it's not a violation of the constitution. They have every right to do that. I mean, these governments have rights to do this beef ban. But I think at a more personal level and from the point of view of a liberal society, I think it does not really go well with that. As a liberal society, we should not have beef ban.
Do you think it's a religious take by BJP?
I mean, it's obvious actually. As soon as the BJP has come into power, people all have actually thought about this. These things are going to happen. I mean, it's not like I don't support BJP. I don't find any better party to rule as of now. But these things are something that BJP brings up that are very problematic. Its basic ideas and the jurisprudence on which it stands is not very modern. That's one problem with BJP. And of course it's something brought up by BJP agenda.
Blame the party. If we can blame the leaders who are going for this kind of decisions, and we are also responsible for this because we are the one who voted for them.
Okay. So what about the state autocracy? I mean, doesn't it sound weird that Maharashtra is just going on and banning the cow slaughter? Can they do it?
No, you cannot show your autocracy because you have to consider all the sentiments. Okay, there are Muslims also in this country. So by taking such a drastic decision, which I personally find ridiculous, suppose even I'm a non-vegetarian and someone, even though I don't eat beef, but then someone who tells me not to eat chicken and someone bans it, then there'll be obviously reactions. And it clearly shows that the BJP is in the favor of Hindus and they have come out in the open by this decision.